So let's talk about this assignment really quickly. It was due quite a while ago, actually, but a good number of you guys turned it in late, which then meant I had to redo the Turnitin Similarity Index. I had to re-request that, which I hadn't realized for late ones. And so it took a little bit longer than originally intended to show you guys this. So on this task, you were supposed to do some research and write about the history or a specific area of history related to animation. Based on that, um, we did have Turnitin run through and see what the similarity index said, which gets into like potential plagiarism concerns. And we're using this sort of as a way also to kind of show you how it works. So some of you guys have really good scores on this. Some of you guys not so great scores on this. So let's kind of look at what it shows. So clicking on any of these, I can see what it's concerned about. So some of these may not be as big of a deal because it might be quotes or it might be like common wordings, but other parts, let's see, so this is just a definition of a term, right? But other parts, like this whole chunk here, it's saying is all from the same place, right? So that's not so great. And we can see this part here, right? It's all from the same reference. With a lot of words being basically verbatim, so that's not so great. We can see here's some language from another one that's pretty much the same, and we can see kind of down here too. And then we can see some a couple of sources listed down here, but actually not the ones that it pulled from, and of course they're also not in the right format for citations. If we go to, I guess this one, because there's two here. Let's see. So what do we see on this one? Okay. So this is a lot closer to the way that, we would expect to see things, right? Like, it's sometimes tough to for it to say like 0%, right? Because sometimes you might have like strings of words that kind of like they just go together, right? So that's not too bad. Although some bits probably could be a bit better, right? If you can't figure out how to word it differently, then you might want to actually like quote it. And we do have a citation down here, but do any of those actually match what's in here? So those don't necessarily match. Although maybe this person got it from the same place you did. I suppose that could be a possibility. Although then it would probably, well, I don't know. It depends sort of on how Turnitin's system works. Right, so this one's really short, and we can see that, right, they match pretty much directly. 0% obviously looks pretty good. Oh wait, there were two here, weren't there? So there's a 62 and 47. So let's see what 47 says, since that's the newer one. Okay, right, so once again we have like whole sentences, right? So even if you're using multiple sources, if you're lifting whole sentences, right, it's still plagiarism, right? And this one looks pretty good, only 17%. So let's see what it's complaining about for that. So the citation itself, which, I mean, that's the format, right? So there's not a whole lot you can do about that. This is a proper noun, so that makes sense. Some of these could be a little bit tough to reword, right? So that looks pretty good. 0% is pretty good. Let's see what 10% is pretty good too. Let's see what it's actually complaining about, just so you know. All right, so you got some phrases, which, I mean, that's, for the most part can be a little bit hard to, although, I suppose this could have been reworded, right? Like, there's a bit there. So you could fix that. And let's see what the 6% one says. Oh, perfect, right? So this is fantastic, right? There's nothing in the actual body of it. The only part is from the citation, but that's the format for a citation, so it makes sense, right? If you did the citation properly and someone else has used that same citation, then of course it would pull up. So this is This is perfect. This is the same thing as 0%, so great. And then there's a couple of you who haven't done it yet, but hopefully you'll use this sort of to help you understand what you need to do or whatnot. All right. If yours wasn't so great, then you might want to redo it as well.